If you've been watching this channel recently, you know that I love the sort of Asian supernatural horror films, with a kind of sense of humour. The Mr. Vampire series, I've worked through 1 to 4. When 5 was announced by 88 Films, I jumped on this, called Magic Cop, released in 1990 and set in a modern time. I was really curious about how this one was going to play out, and almost immediately I loved this film. I was drawn into it. It was terrific. It had the right mix of humour, of gore, of wonderful lead characters. Just everything worked. In fact, this may be my favourite in the series. I think it probably is. It's just so much fun. You get ching-ying as Uncle Feng, a local police officer in this one here, whom deals with kind of magic. He knows all the rituals, things that have been forgotten. He revels in and uses that to combat strange forces. When someone, a relative to him, dies, he travels to the big city with his niece, and they go to, well, just identify the body. But when they get there, they discover something is incredibly wrong, and he starts to get his mojo tingling as he realises there's something supernatural afoot. Ultimately, a little bit blackmailed into joining forces with the police, he goes on the hunt for whichever supernatural force is causing the destructive nature throughout this town. It's great fun, and there are multiple fantastic sequences that are highly entertaining, hilarious, and full of inventive action, which I just utterly adored. There's a wonderful sequence where our good guy meets the antagonist of the piece, kind of. They're blocked by a magical barrier. They don't really see each other, but they're having this magic fight with someone that's stuck in the middle. It's so incredibly inventive. It's so fun. It's so shocking and smell-inducing that I had a whale of a time with this and many other set pieces throughout it. Now, sometimes I can find the comic relief in these movies can be a little bit jarring. They rely on it a little bit too much. It overpowers a sequence. It goes on for too long. In this movie, I found it had the perfect amount of bumbling police officers who were helping Uncle Feng. But I kind of went with it because they felt like real characters. They felt like their heart was in the right place. They were doing something that was trying to help, mostly, apart from one of the characters that's just willing to throw himself into the wrong situation as much as he can. That I liked the secondary characters within this one. They kept me engaged and I enjoyed it. Being set in the modern day, well, we had that before with Mr. Vampire 2, but this felt fresher, more adult, more entertaining in that it didn't lead towards more of a kiddie-centric element. This felt very adult, but entertaining in the way it went about it. I loved the aspects of the horror, the vampire in this one, the final battle on the rooftop with a couple of bad guys in the mirror and the good guys. Everything just worked, and I loved a lot of the choreography and the way the scenes were put together. Particularly at the end, they use a number of tropes to really draw the tension out in that sequence, and sometimes it can be frustrating, but they push the frustrating elements just far enough to make the sequence more entertaining, but not so much so that you're literally just rolling your eyes, wishing it would hurry up and finish. Magic Cop was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. This is one I will go back to again and again. I can't wait to watch it again. So entertaining. Ching-ying is just terrific in these films. I wish we had a Magic Cop 2, 3, 4, 5 that I could just jump into and get lost in this series. Tremendous stuff. Let's dive into the extras of Magic Cop and see what there is to offer. Let's go to the special features. We have an audio commentary with film expert Frank Jing and Mark Wolkow. We have the Taiwanese cut with alternate score, which is a more kind of jovial score. The picture quality of this is pretty much standard definition, but it's an interesting oddity. We have the interview with Tung Wei, which is 36 minutes 21 seconds. And he talks about the making of this film, choosing this as the first for his and only for his production company. Some of the scenes he would like to remake. Talks about a lot of other movies as well, and has made me really interested in a film called Hocus Pocus, which I hope is released next, and really kind of talks enthusiastically about this project. We also have an image gallery and a trailer. In addition to that, there is a double-sided poster inside the case as well. And that's the extras for Magic Cop. There we have it. Magic Cop, absolute must. If you like the Mr. Vampire series, this isn't as silly, feels a little bit more grounded, has some really good sensibilities, and creates a wonderful, entertaining film. I would highly recommend it. And you don't have to have seen any of the Mr. Vampire movies to enjoy this one. It's a standalone that should have had many sequels. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. I really want to know your thoughts on this one. There is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you're interested. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.